Hello students, welcome back to your biology class. I hope you have revised the last video lecture and you have revised it from book also. So students, we are going to discuss day 2 chapter, same chapter, structure and function of the living organisms, animal, day 2. Let's revise the things we have done in the last video lecture. So we have discussed about the level of organization, about the cell, which is the smallest unit of the living beings. The group of cells, they combine to form tissues, then tissues they combine to form organs then combine to form the organ system. Afterward, we have discussed about the various organ system of the human body, and we have started the first system, that is the digestive system of human body, in which we have started about the mouth. So mouth, other name of mouth is the buccal cavity or the oral cavity, and it consists of tongue, teeth and salivary glands, and we have discussed the functions of these all parts in detail yesterday. Let's begin with the today's topic. So first we are going to discuss the learning outcome. So after watching this video, you will be able to identify various parts of the digestive system. We have discussed in previous lecture about the one of the part, that is the mouth, we have discussed. Today we will going to discuss in detail about the food pipe, about the stomach, about small intestine, large intestine. Along with that, we will also discuss about the glands like liver and pancreas. Next, you will be able to state the functions of various parts of digestive system, what role these glands and these organs play, and how they are helpful in the digestion. Next and last, you will be able to explain the whole process of digestion, how food get completely converted, that complex food, into the simple soluble form. So this is we are going to discuss one by one in detail. So let's begin with the first human digestive system. The first point today we are going to discuss about the food pipe, and the other name of food pipe is esophagus. So you can see here in the picture, this is a long tube, this portion, this is a long tube which is basically 30 centimeters in length. It is also called as a food pipe or the esophagus. So it basically connects the mouth with the stomach. This is the stomach part, and it connects the mouth with the stomach, and it is a muscular part or organ, is it is the muscular organ. So basically the wall of food pipe contracts or relax, and due to that contraction and relaxation means it goes inward, it goes outward. Due to that contraction and relaxation, the food particles, they go down from mouth and travels from food pipe and finally reaches the stomach. So now let's study the things we have discussed in the food pipe. Food pipe is also called as the esophagus. Very important point. It is a muscular organ, and it is 30 centimeter in length, just like the size of the scale, and it connects this is a connecting tube between the mouth and the stomach. So here is the mouth, and it connects from the other end with the stomach. Okay, this is. Next, this contraction of its muscle, as I have already told you, that contraction and relaxation mean inward and outward movement that pushes the food towards the stomach. So that inward and outward movement of the muscular wall of the esophagus that push the food and towards the stomach. Next, we are going to discuss the next part of the alimentary canal, that is the stomach. Stomach, you can see here this portion. This is it is a bag-like structure, and basically the digestion of protein that takes place over here. So digestion of protein, that means protein gets breakdown over here on its wall, means on the wall of the stomach. You can see over here on the wall of the stomach, glands are there, and that glands are called as a digestive glands. So that digestive gland produces the juices, and you can say that produces the juices which helps to, or juices means the enzymes or the chemicals which helps to break the food into the simpler form. You can say proteins get broken down. So let's discuss the things we have discussed through the diagram. A stomach is a bag-like structure, you can see over here in the diagram, and food is churned, it becomes paste-like and to simpler form over here in the stomach. Here food get mixed with the gastric juices. What are that gastric juices? It is produced by which glands? That is the gastric glands. Where are these gastric glands located? So these gastric glands, they are located on the wall of the stomach. Here you can say I am just marking the line. So this is the wall of the stomach, and over there the wall of stomach is there, over which the gastric glands are there, and that gastric gland produces the gastric juices which helps to break the food into simpler form in form of paste. Like as I have already told you, which type of food gets broken down over here, that is the proteins basically. Food that stay in stomach for 2 to 3 hours, and then finally it moves toward the next part of the alimentary canal, which is the small intestine. So next we are going to discuss about the liver. Before we are going to move toward the small intestine, liver plays an important role. First of all, it is the largest gland of the human body, and it produces a juice which is called as a bile juice. So that juice is basically used to break down the fat products, break down the fats. So liver, you can see over here reddish brown in color, and its weight is generally 1.5 kg. That is the weight of this liver, and it is the largest gland and produces a juice which is called as a bile juice, and that bile juice helps to break the food particles. That food include basically the fats. Below the liver you can see here small balloon-like structure which is called as a gallbladder. Whatever the bile juice is produced, when it is produced in excess, so excess of bile juice gets stored over, that is excess of bile juice gets stored in this gallbladder. So function of gallbladder is to store that bile juice which is produced in excess. Clear? Let's go to the next slide. So here we can revise the things. Liver is the largest gland, very important point in our body. It is dark brown, reddish brown in color, and weight is about 1 to 1.5 kg. That is the weight of the liver. Clear? And it produces a juice which is called as the bile juice, which is brownish green in color, and the function of bile juice is very important, help in the digestion of food, that is the fats. Fats, they get broken down into the simpler form, and that is the fatty acids. So next we are going to discuss about the pancreas. So this pancreas is a leaf-like structure. So this pancreas is a leaf-like structure and present below the stomach. It is present below the stomach. You can see here in the picture, leaf-like structure, and it is present below the stomach. It produces, this gland produces an enzyme which is called as a pancreatic juice. Like liver produces bile juice, so pancreas produces pancreatic juice which helps to break down the food into simpler soluble form. Break down the food, or you can say helps in digestion of food, and that simpler form of food is called as glucose. So let's revise the pancreas. Pancreas produces, or that secretes a juice which is called as a pancreatic juice. It is a leaf-like structure present below the stomach, and it contains enzymes. Enzyme means chemicals that help in digestion of food. So next we are going to discuss about the small intestine, that is you can see here it is a highly coiled structure and of the alimentary canal. Highly coiled structure, it is coiled means highly folded part of the alimentary canal, and basically it is 7 meters long. It is the longest part of the alimentary canal, also called. So as we discussed, so digestion, it begins in the from the mouth, it begins at the and it ends begins at the mouth and it ends in the small intestine. In the small intestine. So small intestine, on the wall of the small intestine, many enzymes, glands are there. Wall of small intestine, glands are there which helps in the digestion or breakdown of food. Food is completely gets simplified or into in here over completely, you can say, digested over here in the small intestine. Clear? Now in the small intestine. Now where does this food goes? It goes in the body. How does this food go in the body? Through the small intestine. That is through the blood. So blood, it capillaries, blood, it helps to send that simplified form, which is the glucose, and finally it is sent it to the cell. Means cell receives the glucose, and from the small intestine, the simple soluble food, that is glucose, that goes through the blood vessels, through the blood, it moves towards the cell, finally it reaches the cell, and that glucose is taken up by the cell. Let's revise the things of small intestine now. Small intestine is the longest part of the digestive system. Very important. It is highly coiled, as I have told you. It is 7 meters in length. 7 meters in length. As it is highly coiled, you can see over here how it is folded. Clear? So it is highly folded. So it is 7 meters in length. Next is about 3 centimeters in diameter. Basically it absorbs nutrients from the digested food. As I have told you, that food is completely digested over here in the small intestine, and food is digested and absorbed by the body. Digested in the small intestine, and also absorption of food that is taken place from here, from the small intestine, that is to the cell. Food is sent to the cell with the help of the blood capillaries, with the help of the blood. So after that, where does that undigested food goes? So undigested food, it goes to the large intestine. Undigested food which is not absorbed by the body, so undigested food, it passes from the small intestine and finally it goes towards the large intestine. So large intestine, basically it is So large intestine is a wider tube and is near about 1 to 5 meters in length. It is shorter than small intestine. As it is wider, that's why its name is the large intestine. Clear? So what is the basic function? So function of large intestine, first it carries the undigested food. It has the undigested food it carries, and second it helps in the absorption of water and minerals. So basically water and minerals, they are absorbed again inside the body, in the body, from this large intestine. So let's revise the large intestine. Large intestine is the lower end of the small intestine. It extends, when small intestine, it extends into the wider tube. That wider tube is called as a large intestine. You can see here small intestine. When we differentiate between the small intestine and large intestine, small intestine is a long tube. It is highly folded and it is long, about 7 meters long. On the other hand, the large intestine is only 1.5 meters long. So As small intestine is highly coiled, that's why the name is given small. Whereas large intestine is wider in size, so that's why the name is given large intestine. So what is the basic function over here of the large intestine? It carries the undigested food. Along with that, it also helpful in absorbing the water and from that the waste or from that undigested food. So after that we are going to discuss about the anus. So anus is this region, large intestine. After the end of the large intestine, this portion, rectum is there. Rectum basically it stores it is called as a storehouse of the waste. So basically whatever the undigested food, it gets stored for time being over here in that rectum region. And anus is the opening from where this waste that passes out, that is a solid waste which is the not required by the body, and finally it comes out from the body through the opening which is called as a anus. So let's revise. Anus is that carries the undigested semi-solid waste which is eliminated through the body through that opening. So anus is an opening through which the solid waste is removed. So this is all about the topic. So learning outcome. So after watching this video, now you are able to identify the various parts of the digestive system like stomach, food pipe, small intestine, large intestine. Also you can discuss about the liver and the pancreas. Now you are able to state the functions of all the parts of these glands as well as of organs, and how the process of digestion takes place, as it starts from the mouth, and with the help of enzymes present in the salivary gland, the food gets break down. Finally that partial food, it moves from the mouth to the stomach through the food pipe, and in that stomach digestive glands are there which help in digestion of the food get digested. Then it moves forwardly towards the small intestine. Before that, liver produces the bile juice and pancreas produces the pancreatic juice. Both of them, their glands, their juices help to break the food into simpler soluble forms. Finally, food gets simplified in the small intestine and get completely digested in the small intestine, and it is absorbed through that small intestine, and finally it reaches the body to the cell with the help of blood vessels. Next, where goes that undigested food? So undigested food, it goes it goes to the large intestine. From the large intestine, and the water absorption and mineral absorption that is there, and finally undigested food that goes towards the rectum, where it is stored for time being, and finally it is come out from the body through the opening which is called